Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam wa mi'wala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Choose your friends wisely. Because like Umi used to say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So choose your friends wisely. Don't associate with arrogant people. And do your best not to be arrogant. Do your absolute best not to have bad manners, and do your best not to associate with people who have bad manners. And do your absolute best to not be ignorant and to not associate with people who are ignorant. My uncle, one day we were sitting on Umi's porch on the west side in the city. And sometime when my uncle would speak to me, he would say things that would stick in my brain that's like you just never could forget, right? My Uncle Hamid is my mom's little brother. But one time he told me, he said, Smiley, that's what he calls me, Smiley sometimes because I smile a lot, right? He said, Smiley, listen. He said, now that you've been traveling around the world, he said, have you noticed something? I said, I'm not sure what he was getting at. So I'm like, I don't know, like what you're saying. He said, have you noticed that our people, black people from America, we are the only group of people on the face of this earth who don't listen to their elders. And as a young person sitting with my elder, I wanted to say so bad, but I'm listening to you. But that would have just proved his point right. Is that he was giving me advice because I was willing to listen. And it reminds me of a saying of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I took this particular hadith as a formula for success. It's a formula for success, right? And it was very, very simple and very, very clear, right? And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, which means to listen to the elders, ask the scholars, and don't associate, or rather, and associate with the wise. And if you think about it, if a young man or a young woman did that practically in their life, they listened to their elders who they saw everything that you're seeing, they saw before us. And if they ask the scholars, like when you don't know something, you ask the people of knowledge so that you can know. And if you only associated with people who are wise, you stayed away from people who don't mean you no good and mean themselves no good, how much more successful would we be? So may Allah Ta'ala allow us to follow this formula for success. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.